Michael, how has engagement influenced Castle Pines' sense in maintaining its sense of community?
So let me just say first, what Petula and Danny are saying is what I love about local government. I mean, I can't imagine working in county, state, or federal level, and a lot of it has to do with what my colleagues on this panel are speaking to. It's that human connection. Um, I use the word intentional all the time, and we aim, as Petula said, to be authentic. It really is a statement of ditto, Matt, more than anything else. But you know, some of the things that I didn't speak to in the first question that Danny spoke to right out of the gate. We did a similar thing in terms of we modified our website. We had our business connection COVID page. We had our citizen page. Pushed all that out over social media so that people knew where they could go. And we know that people are sitting in front of their televisions. They're watching their favorite news channel. As everyone has said, it's a huge amount of confliction depending upon what news channel you're watching. And so and then of course you have the state, and then you've got, what our state health department's putting out, their different programs that were coming out, et cetera, et cetera. So what we did was similar to what has been already been communicated is we tried to simplify it. We tried to be, or we didn't try, we became that go-to place for citizens or businesses to get kind of the straightforward answers. So we read all the documents, we interpreted it, we made the phone calls to our health department or to the state to say, well, what does this mean? What when it says they have to provide a business plan, is that a back of napkin or is that a 200-page thesis? And so we did that interpretation, pushed it out over our website. And we really did that up until the point where people kind of knew what the rules were. We knew we had to wear masks, wash our hands, stay 6 feet away. And we kind of reached that normal. And it was about that time that I spoke to in the first question that we really tried to do more of those virtual events, try to get people out, make that connection. But ultimately, I think we've been successful to the extent that we have seen our community members support our businesses. Our sales tax have gone up, and not just on the internet taxes, um, but in our brick and mortars. we've we've not seen any businesses close, and we take some credit for that in the sense that the communication early on was we are a community. We need to continue to support each other. That's neighbor to neighbor, it's human to human, but it's also, support your local businesses like many municipalities have done, push that shop local. You can, even though they're closed for indoor dining, that's still your favorite restaurant, go get it to go. And so for us, a level of success certainly came from seeing that the engagement that our community had with the local businesses and maintaining their viability during this time. And obviously there's federal dollars that flowed in and there's local grant dollars as well. But I think that is certainly one definition of success. Seeing, as you've heard from both the uh, both the other panelists, the increased engagement virtually, I think, is another definition of success. And Petula spoke to this in great detail, but that reaching out on that individual level, um, our mayor walks around, she talks to the businesses, people call her directly as well. Um, they certainly call other council members as well. We've got, each, as I spoke to, we're very neighborhood focused. So our council members are out in their neighborhoods, and those human connections. I mean, that local government love that I spoke of a moment ago, that comes because we have that opportunity to get that 1 a.m. phone call that we can talk for 30 minutes, and we can visualize where they're living. We can visualize what the issue is that they're dealing with. This isn't some obtuse person, somewhere 300 miles away that we can't relate to. And I think what people appreciate in all the engagement that's been discussed in here is they're not a number. When you turn on your favorite news channel, what do you see? You see 250,000 cases, you see, or deaths, you see, millions of cases of this, that we can be anesthetized to that. But when I can call up Danny and have a conversation with him, or I see him in the grocery store, or it's not this way in Castle Pines, but when I was in Frisco, we didn't have mailboxes. We had to go to the post office, and you ran into people in that post office. And when you are no longer a number, because we weren't built that way. Nature didn't intend us to be a number. Nature intended us to be social, interactive human beings that need that human connection. I need to touch somebody. And so I think our ability to do that, and what you're hearing in all the conversation, that in and of itself, if we can say we're doing that, we're successful by definition of doing that. And to the extent that Danny's got some great programs, I'm absolutely jealous. I'm going to be going on your website. I'm going to be calling you later. And we're close behind you on the size. So I think the dynamics of what you're dealing with, but to the extent that we really are focused on that, and to reuse the words, if we are intentional in our thoughts about that, and if those individual engagements are authentic, we will be successful.
That's very well said. Thank you so much. It's interesting. Through our research, we've asked the question about how your trust in your different levels of government have been. And resoundingly, trust in local government has actually increased during this pandemic. And I think it's in large part because of all the things that all of you are saying. You become the go-to place, and you are providing those confident responses to dealing with the fear and just the worriness that people have. So thanks for that.